He was running out of time, yet somehow he had more of it than anyone else. While the world rushed past him, chasing promotions, possessions, and fleeting comfort, he sat in his chair, still and smiling, speaking about what it truly means to live. In his final months, Morrie Schwartz, once a beloved professor, met each week with a former student. Their conversations were not about illness or despair. They were about life. What gives it meaning, what steals it away, and what remains when everything else fades. This is not a story about dying. It's a story about remembering how to live. From the quiet of one man's final days come lessons that outlast decades. Here are 10 reflections, 10 lessons from a dying man that might just change the way you see your own life. Lesson 1. Love is life's only true currency. Morrie once said that the most important thing in life is to learn how to give love and how to let it come in. He understood something that many only grasp when it's almost too late, that love is the only thing that multiplies when it's given away. Today, we measure success in salaries, followers, and speed. But what Morrie showed is that love is the only wealth that doesn't lose value with time. When you share kindness, patience, or care, you're rich in the only way that matters. Lesson 2. Don't wait for the end to start living. Morrie didn't learn to live when he became sick. His illness merely made his priorities undeniable. Every conversation, every visit became sacred because he finally saw how little time anyone really has. Modern life makes it easy to postpone living. We wait for weekends, for promotions, for someday. But someday is a myth. The clock is always ticking, and the only way to honor it is to be here now. To taste, to feel, to listen, to live deliberately. Lesson 3. Accept what you can't control. As his body failed him, Morrie faced the kind of loss most people fear. The loss of independence, movement, control. And yet, he was peaceful. He said, "You can't always choose what happens, but you can choose how you respond." In a culture obsessed with control, over plans, people, outcomes, this lesson is radical. Peace comes not from mastering the world, but from making peace with its uncertainty. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's choosing serenity over resistance. Lesson 4. Embrace emotion, don't escape it. Morrie believed that feeling deeply, even pain, grief, fear, was part of being fully human. He didn't try to numb emotion. He let it move through him, like waves that eventually settle calm. We're taught to hide pain, to distract ourselves with noise and busyness. But to feel is not weakness, it's presence. When we allow ourselves to feel completely, we also open the door to compassion, to joy, to connection. Lesson 5. Prioritize relationships over achievements. As his world grew smaller, Morrie realized that the truest measure of a life wasn't in accomplishments, but in who shows up when you can no longer perform. No resume holds you in your final days. People do. In a society that celebrates independence, Morrie celebrated interdependence, the quiet power of needing and being needed. Your relationships are your legacy. Tend to them before the noise of life makes you forget their value. Lesson 6. Learn the art of detachment. Morrie practiced what he called detachment, the ability to experience emotion fully, then let it go. He would say, when you learn to die, you learn to live. What he meant wasn't morbid. It was freedom. When you stop clinging to things, possessions, grudges, even roles, you start to see the beauty of impermanence. Letting go doesn't mean losing. It means making space for peace. Lesson 7. Redefine success. Morrie had once lived by society's standards of success, ambition, recognition, productivity. But facing death stripped those illusions bare. He discovered that success isn't about climbing higher, but sinking deeper, deeper into meaning, relationships, and self-awareness. We live in a culture of comparison. But the moment you stop measuring your worth against others, you begin to feel whole. Success, Morrie learned, is not about having more. It's about needing less. Lesson 8. Forgive early and often. Morrie carried his own regrets, unspoken apologies, friendships lost of pride, but he refused to die bitter. He forgave, even when the other person never asked. Forgiveness is not a gift to others. It's liberation for yourself. We waste so much life carrying invisible burdens, anger, resentment, shame. Letting go isn't weakness. It's how you stop the past from poisoning the present. Lesson 9. Find meaning in giving. Even as his strength faded, Morrie's joy came from giving, his time, his presence, his words. He believed that when you give others, you extend your life beyond yourself. Modern success tells us to accumulate. Morrie's wisdom flips that upside down. The more you give, the more abundant life feels. Because meaning isn't in what you get, it's in what you contribute. Lesson 10. Learn how to die and you'll learn how to live. As death approached, Morrie became more alive than ever. He noticed the taste of food, the sound of laughter, the feeling of sunlight on his skin, all the small miracles we take for granted. He understood that death isn't the end of living. It's the mirror that makes living visible. When you accept that everything ends, you finally begin to see what truly matters. You stop chasing and you start cherishing. In the end, Morrie didn't teach theories. He embodied truth. He showed that the art of living well is inseparable from the art of dying with grace. He once said that dying is only sad if you forget how to live first. So maybe the real question isn't how long we have, but how fully we use the time we're given. If we can love more freely, forgive faster, give more generously, and live more presently, then maybe, like Morrie, we'll never truly run out of time. If these lessons moved you, take one small step today to live a little more deeply. Call someone, forgive someone, or simply pause to feel alive. Because sometimes the greatest teachers are the ones who teach us how to let go.